Dave Filoni recently revealed that the Ahsoka Tano series may possibly take place before the Rebels Epilogue. You know, that scene where Ahsoka Tano, dressed up like Gandalf the White, shows up on Lothal to pick up Sabine and go search for Ezra Bridger. But let's take a quick look at the actual Vanity Fair quote, and then I want to get into the 3 different possibilities that I think this quote sets up for the Ahsoka Tano series. So Dave Filoni said, when you look at the epilogue of Rebels, you don't really know how much time has passed. So it's possible that the story I'm telling in The Mandalorian actually takes place prior to that. Possible. I'm saying it's possible. End quote. And certainly the big question that we're all left with is what is actually possible here, Dave Filoni? So let's get right into those 3 possibilities I mentioned earlier, and we're going to get started with the one that I think has the most evidence supporting it right now. And that is that the Ahsoka Tano series will take place before the Rebels Epilogue. I think one of the biggest things that points us in this direction is actually found in the Rebels Epilogue, and that is how Lothal looks. The capital city looks completely different than it did in Star Wars Rebels. Something like this isn't going to be able to happen in just those 4 years of the Galactic Civil War. But it's much more plausible if we go to the Mandalorian Timeline, where we are 5 or maybe even more years after the Galactic Civil War ended. Then we're talking 9+ years, and Lothal and the capital city of Lothal could certainly have gone through some great transformations during that time. There is also the fact that this is going to be a limited series, and certainly a series where we follow Ahsoka Tano for perhaps a year or 2, and then we see her on Lothal picking up Sabine to go find Ezra. Well, that would make sense. But something else that makes sense is that if the Ahsoka Tano series is going to connect with the Mandalorian, Boba Fett, and the Rangers of the Republic, then Ahsoka Tano is going to need to be in known space. She won't be off in the unknown regions searching for Ezra. And lastly here we have the fact that Ahsoka Tano in The Mandalorian is very much looking like the Ahsoka Tano we left off with in the Clone Wars Season 7. She is completely dressed in gray, in contrast to the Rebels Epilogue where she clearly has a white cloak on, not to mention that staff, which is no doubt a very powerful Jedi artifact that she didn't have in Season 2 of The Mandalorian. Of course, I could be totally wrong here, and the Ahsoka Tano series could be the search for Ezra, because after all, Dave Filoni was hinting in that quote back at the beginning of this video that Ahsoka showing up in The Mandalorian Season 2 was taking place prior to the Rebels Epilogue, which means that Ahsoka Tano could change the color of her cloak, grab a staff that she had stashed somewhere, and head off to find Sabine, and they could be on that search for Ezra. And the way that it could all tie together is that Thrawn is an overarching villain, that he will show up from time to time in the known space of the Star Wars galaxy, creating trouble for the likes of bo-katan, the Mandalorian, and Boba Fett, plus even the Rangers of the Republic. And there is one more way, of course, that this could all happen, that we get a combination of both. That in the first few episodes we see Ahsoka go through some sort of transformation and find the staff, and then she picks up Sabine and they go off to find Ezra. But hey, Star Wars fans, what would you like to see the Ahsoka series be? Let me know in the comments below. As always, I'm Mike, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.